back this week. Nelly won again. 3 for 3 from Nike. It's Waste Management Week, baby. Welcome back to the Swoosh Life Podcast. It is episode 88, and it's Waste Management Week. The people's open, as they so to say, and we are back with a new episode here in Season 6. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Doing great, boys. Trying to stay warm. It's still freezing up here in the Northeast. Trying to thaw out. It was 20 degrees today. It actually felt like it was 50 degrees. So it's like perfect, not single digits, but trying to stay warm. Exciting week. 3 for 3. Nelly wins in a shortened 54-hole tournament, which was great to see anyway. So we're 3 for 3 to start off the year. Brooks is back. Good to see him in some different colors. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit. But Matt, how you doing out there? Is it still freezing out in Chicago?
It is freezing out here in Chicago. We're gonna hit 30. We're gonna get above freezing for the first time in 3 weeks. I agree with Gumby from the last episode, man. Going to Florida, and I did a couple of
I
Kentucky trips since
saw
then, and
that.
even there it's like 20s. It's still in the 30s. So someday I will see the landscape without snow on it. But I'm dreaming of better days. Waste Management Week is here. Gumby, how are you feeling before we
Yeah,
get into big news? One of our guys is
month
back, but
until
how
I
are you
go to
feeling?
Florida, and I cannot wait because the deep freeze is bad. It's terrible up here. But new set. We got a new little look behind me. So for all those watching on YouTube, and I'm right below my daughter's bedroom. So this could be really bad in the future, but we'll see. We'll get into it. But let's get into it because we have lots to talk about today with the waste management, the NRG drop that is coming later this week, we think, and more. But Brooks is back. What did we think of him being back on the tour? His performance, what he was wearing, all of that stuff, because it was good to see. It was good to see him back.
Total miss by me. We should have done
Mm.
a back in black kind of video on Instagram. We didn't. He was back in the black polo. I was a little disappointed, maybe just to say, kind of looked like, the standard kind of, victory stuff that he was wearing on Live. So maybe they just haven't updated the wardrobe from him. It's still the same old Infinity Tour, not the new one, even though I can't remember the dates. Keith, you're our date guy, so I'm going to ask you constantly about like stuff that we saw at the PGA show and when that was supposed to be. I don't know, but I think it was great to see him back. Awesome that he makes the cut. I mean, look, he was on Live. Not that we're anti-Live guys, but we're going to see him more often. And it's just that we want to see our Nike athletes as often as we can out on tour. So I thought he looked good. I thought it was great that he made it. He made some long putts. Good to see him in the booth with Jim Nance. And can I just say one thing about the Jim Nance thing before I kick it to Keith for his thoughts on this? A lot of people were saying that, Jim Nance was very anti-Live. Shocker. He's been announcing for the PGA Tour his entire career. That when Liv started, he was very anti-Liv, that he made these comments, and now he has Brooks in the booth. Guys, welcome to being an adult, being mature. Times change, things change. He paid his way back. He paid the fine. And here he is. And why wouldn't you want him on TV talking about why he came back to the PGA Tour? So I just found it funny that some people were calling out Nance, calling out Brooks. This is good for the game. It's not good for Liv. I get that. They probably didn't want to lose a guy like Brooks. That they could stand to lose a guy like Patrick Reed. But that's my little dig. That's my little shot. Sorry, Patrick. But hey, Brooks is a big name and somebody that people follow. So Keith, what did you think about everything? Those are all my thoughts about Brooks's return.
I think it's definitely huge for the PGA Tour that Brooks has made his way back. Um, with open arms, it sounds like, just from his press conferences and everything with CBS and everything. So, um, welcome back, open arms. He looked good out there. I think the biggest thing for him and to get people back on it, that he made the cut. I love that he made the cut. He made the cut in the number. He grinded. He came back, hit some great shots. He played well. And I feel like this is going to be a good routine for him. Coming back to the PGA Tour, he's going to play a little bit more. He's a major hungry guy, so he's just already leading up to our first major that's coming up down the road at Augusta, which is not too far away, which had some snow on it this past week. Everybody on the Northeast, from the South Carolinas, North Carolinas, snow everywhere. So, but it's great to have Brooks back. His wardrobes, Matt, yeah, he threw in a couple tailored fits in there, tailored performance polos in there, mixed with the velocity as well. And I seen him a couple of times with the shield on the arm, so that was our par line as well. So it was kind of see him during the practice rounds and then what he wore during tournament rounds, and we got to see 4 days of him as well, which is great. 4 rounds.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Um,
Matt.
Matt, right back to you.
Yeah, and right back, and then I'll kick it to Gumby. Sorry, Keith. But I guess my thing on, I guess I'm hoping at these pro-ams is where we see more of the fairway
Yeah.
fresh styles. Because I think the pro-ams is where like you can make some noise and kind of step out. Like when he wore the off-white stuff at the PGA Tour Championship. And I did want to say, Gumby, before I think a big miss by the PGA Tour. I feel like they missed a big WWE moment. Like TGL the night before, Tiger's not playing TGL. Tiger calls in his sub, and it's the guy who called him first when he got back to the PGA Tour. It's Brooks Koepka.
That'd be
By
That's
God,
Brooks
Brooks Koepka
Koepka's
is
no
back,
music.
everybody. He's
wow.
back.
Watch out! Watch out! Yeah, I think Brooks being back is huge. Tiger mentioned it tonight on TGL after Jupiter got their first win. It feels like ever. That it's a possibility for him to come back. Possible second team. I floated this out there to the guys, but I was like, what if Team Nike showed up for a team? A little Oregon team, a little Scotty Brooks. Maybe we get Clanton in there, and then we go steal like a Goddard or a Tom Kim from somebody. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Just saying. Team Dew
Team Dew
Sweepers, right?
Sweepers. Portland
So
Dew
that'd
Sweepers.
be pretty awesome. But I think the you guys mentioned the cut. Something to think about. No cut and live, right? So he's got to do it 4 times a year where he's going to grind for a cut. That's the only time. So this is going to be a little bit different and a little bit more of like get the juices flowing. Um, Kind of funny to see, not funny, but like really nice to actually see how much emotion he showed this week. I think we all think of Brooks as like a stone cold killer, and so to see him a little bit of emotion for everybody and for his setting and reception was really cool to see. So I really love that about it. And then I think, yeah, 4-1, we're probably going to get a drop. Though it'd be really cool at like the, Wednesday 16th, he'd come out in like a fairway fresh, like the orange creamsicle rugby or the stripes, like I think that'd be awesome. So we'll see, and just good to have you back, Brooksy. So let's get into Nelly. Nelly Corda won her, what is it, eighth something? I saw it was like big numbers on how many wins she has, but in a shortened 54 hole event down at the Orlando-ish area, right? So I think that was pretty cool to see. She had a really great 64 on Saturday, um, and in the weather and everything because it was a lot at the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions down there. Marty Fish ended up winning the pro-am side. There's a lot of other Nike people in the field as well. Hallie was playing in it. Hallie Ledbetter was playing in it, and some others. Thoughts on Nelly? She was wearing a different shoe this week um, during the colder conditions. Do you think that was the reason why she was in the Scotty or the Pro 4 instead of her Tempo? Or do you think this is a switch and she was going with more of like the studded shoe this year instead of the flexible free?
I'll take that one. I think she definitely switched to the cleat because of the cooler temperature, the colder ground. Needed a little extra more grip on the bottom of her. She needed her cleats back for a little while, and she got the job done. 3 for 3 so far. If you count, got her up. We got Scotty and Nelly, which is great. Um, that is something, we've always talked about spikeless, like colder weather. I think you need that little extra grip. The ground's colder, could be a little frozen at times, especially up here in the Northeast, Chicago area, everywhere. It wasn't that warm Florida weather where you can wear like a spikeless shoe. With it being that cold down there, the damp could be dew all day long. I think she just made that move. Could be like a one time only or just like temperature driven, weather driven. And it's cool to see our athletes kind of switch And it just shows you the line of performance we have throughout our shoe with cleated and non-cleated. Matt, what are your thoughts? Glad Nelly won?
Yeah, super glad Nelly won. I was trying to look up the stats there. She punches her way back to the Tournament of Champions. I also have a listener quote here. So a screen print Anna from Oregon says that can't wait to listen, Nelly. We want you jumping in every body of water celebrating this year. We don't need any frostbite. We don't need any frostbite over there. But the fact that she was wearing the Scotties goes to show, hey, we have two really great spiked shoes. We're gonna have two really great spikeless shoes, Tempo, the Infinity, maybe another one, obviously the 270s, and then we have like all these kind of retro spikes floating around with the Air Max 95 and the 270s. I should say retro spikeless. Abundant of riches. What I would like to see then, look, if they're not going to name, the pro or the tour, the Rory or the Scotty, I do like the idea of like other players wearing them and maybe getting their additions or their
Yeah.
colorways that they like. I would like to see that going forward if that's something that's going to happen. But maybe she was just in it. To your point, right? The rest of the season, they're going to probably play in warmer weather and better climates, so she might not need the spikes. But again, really cool. Shout out to Soft Spikes. I know they love to hear that spikes matter a little bit. But it was very cool to see her new equipment. I'm a TaylorMade guy, everybody, so they made a big deal. She's no longer like in an offset draw setting, and for her to come out and play really well and some really. Yeah, can we just talk about like her crazy shots from like fairway bunkers and her ability to like just absolutely stick it or just do something miraculous from something that you don't expect? Little Scotty-esque, but Scotty does it from closer around. She does it from like 100 to 150 out. It's kind of amazing to watch. So hopefully it's a good start to the season. I think it was 2 years ago when she rattled
Yeah.
off like the 7 or 8 wins, right? When she went crazy. That was 24, right? So hopefully there's a sign we get a little bit more of
Yeah.
24
Yeah, a
Nelly.
little bit of a down year last year, but I think like still like super popular and super big in for the sport. And this year again, like 64 on Saturday in those conditions is ridiculous. I'm gonna transition a little bit again. I'm just using the transition buttons today for no fun, good reason. This is gonna be around the tour, and two good shots that we want to talk about and focus on this week with our two athletes or so because they were pretty awesome shots. So we were just talking about some Nelly shots, but first around the tour, Chris Gotterup, DOD off the deck to 1 foot or something like that. Gentlemen, initial thoughts on Gotterup going DOD for almost an albatross in the second round of the tournament. Yeah.
The stones, the absolute stones. Because when you watch where it lands, it just lands
Yeah,
like
perfectly
in
over
the
the lip of
rough
the
outside
bunker.
the green.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
there's a bunker. It's a narrow landing strip. I just absolute stones. And that's something you love to see from a guy who obviously he's winning, but he's not as well known around. Like those are the kind of shots, man,
Yeah.
even though he didn't win that tournament, those are the kind of
He's
shots that
be-
get you on
he's
ESPN and
becoming
they
a
get
favorite
people
of
talking
mine,
about you.
man. He's a fiery player. Yeah.
We found your guy.
Keith.
Um, yeah, that shot was, I don't know if I've ever tried driver off the
Keith
deck
watched me do it
before.
four
I
times in
just
a
don't
round
even know.
last
I
year.
know, Gumby, I think we videotaped
Yeah.
each one.
I go, don't try this at kids' home.
But
I said,
you hit some
I
great ones.
every
I'm
time I
like,
said,
yeah,
don't try
that
this
was a
at
good
kids'
one.
home, and then I messed it up because I'm dyslexic half the time. I said, don't try this at home, kids. So, yeah,
We got it on video, and you hit a couple of good ones. But the driver off the deck was pretty cool to see, and he's been hitting the ball a mile, even
tonight,
on TGL. He's one of the ones that
tonight
hit the
on
longest.
TGL,
Yeah, he hit the
longest drive in
longest
TGL
drive.
history.
Yeah,
Pretty cool. And it
yeah,
landed in a
yeah,
bunker, which is
which
crazy.
is
So,
crazy. You just,
um, congratulations,
yeah,
Chris Gotterup,
yeah,
runner up for this week's Around the Tour. Because first place is the most nonchalant hole in one in history, I think, and that's from Mr. Tony Finau because the dude, I mean, luckily he didn't go running down the fairway and snap his ankle again. Shades of 2018 Masters, but he put it, dunked it, par three, looking fresh in the Jordan wear. I think Lena is scripting
yeah.
everything for him weekly, and she's doing a great job because it looks good. It looks really good. I do think that they are going to get into a slight bind of the same sort of pieces over and over and over again, and the how we mix it up a little bit. Like you got to kind of mix in the regular polo, the striped, and the knit and stuff like that. But that was just more of like my own initial thoughts, not anything that they're doing wrong. But the ace was pretty cool to see. Your guys' thoughts? Tony Finau ace.
Yeah, yeah, it was, yeah, it was definitely cool to see. He didn't even see it until like word got down the, to the tee box, and everybody's turning around yelling at him. It went in, it went in. Couple bounces, right? And then it slam dunked right in.
Another one to
So that
and
was
hit,
cool to
make the
see.
cut too, which was huge this week. So
Right, right. Yeah. A lot of guys making it right on the number at the -3, but it's cool to see Tony swag in this Jordan Golf era right now. So that full button down, the knit one is just like that's growing on me. I'm like, he can pull that off so well. I'm like, that's like a Tony
it's a Tony and a
that's a
Matt,
you, Matt.
exactly. It's a
That's
Tony and a
definitely you.
Matt.
You could that yeah, it's a Tony and a Matt.
I don't know if I can tuck it in.
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know
It's
if I
like
could pull it off
he
tucked in.
That's what it's
it
made
is
for. You
weird
don't
to
have to
see it
tuck it in.
tucked in sometimes. Like I wish you could just like it would be so swaggy if you could just rock it untucked. Like it feels like that, but
But it does look good tucked in. Like if you guys
Yeah.
saw my video, I did the tuck in and
yeah,
it
it
does
does.
kind of work, especially like with the newer like the single
Yes,
pleat bigger pant. It's got
Yeah.
like this
Right.
50s, like late 50s vibe to it, you know, like you're gonna go to the bunny hop or whatever they call it, sock hop. Is that what
I
they
think the
called it
sock
back in the
hop, but not
day?
the bunny hop.
Like it's got a I don't know where that came. It's a sock hop, you know what I mean? But I mean, could you think of a better? Like, I'm surprised. Hey guys, they launched the Jordan 1 spiked, and he hits a hole in
I
one.
Oh.
know,
Like, what timing?
I know.
What amazing timing! I absolutely love it. So, yeah, no, great stuff from Tony, and I agree that was definitely the
Perfect.
shot
So there you go,
of
Tony.
the week.
You win our Around the Tour award for this week. We will try and keep track of all these shots throughout the year and bring you little updates from our tour players. Yeah.
That's a great segment.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
well done, well
great
done.
timing, we had a drop on the NDC today for the Waste Management Open and our energy drop. So let me pull that up. I might have overused the transitions there, guys. So we might need to stop on that, but it's okay.
We got to
Yeah.
find another transition. I think
Um,
we hit it.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're upgrading every
so
pod. Come on, let's
yeah,
go.
Air Max 95Gs come out, and they are thinking about this Friday, I believe, possibly. So this,
Well,
yeah,
Keith, you saw it on Dick's, right? Dick's is coming
Right.
out Friday,
Yeah,
Keith.
they had the launch date on there on the Dix app on for Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be on the lookout for there. Could it possibly drop on the Nike app or Nike.com
yep.
earlier?
And if you're a Nike
We hope.
member, then
So
you
we'll
should
see.
get exclusive access to this as well because the NRG drops. So this is a special Air Max 95G inspired by the sun-stained terrain surrounding golf's rowdiest showdown and the rawhide that once ran on its gristly grounds. Its cowboy tough upper and bubbly underfoot feel can help you keep your dogs from barking till sundown. Giddy up. So seeing the colors of coconut milk, sail, summit white, and stadium green. Saw a lot of coconut milk and sail last year in some things. So cool to see that come back a little bit. Biggest thing on this one for me, textures galore here, and so let's get into it. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna rank this pack from top to bottom, but we will kind of give a description. If you're not watching us on YouTube, you should go watch us. We are growing on YouTube, so like, subscribe, follow on YouTube, or watch us on Spotify, as we are one of the top video podcasts out there. So, but I just love the textures in these. We saw these in person at the PGA show a couple weeks ago, and this was so cool. We have some extra like information that we will tell you about this. Matt will tell you as we get into this, but the 95 silhouette just works really well for this. The new bubble on it makes it more of an enjoyable ride than almost the original. You can see the large air pocket in the bottom, stretching from heel to midfoot. The weaving of different textures. So there's what's like a pleather, a little like aerated, a little mesh, a little like rawhide almost, plus leather. This is really, really quite fun. The details in the leather send me through the roof here. The twirls and the very like rawhide style cowboyness with the Nike swooshes mixed in truly give this a great cowboy giddy up look. Especially this back heel panel, I think is just fantastic. There's at least 6 swooshes that I can count in this, and probably more. So pretty cool details through all of this as we get into it, and just like I've said with some of the um, apparel pieces, they're playing with textures this year. This really shows it off, and I truly appreciate that because it adds a level of depth to their things, and it comes with a kiltie that we hadn't seen really before. Gents and Matt, do you have more information to add to this?
I do. So, just wanted to say, from there was they had a little podium, little pedestal, at PGA. So I think the big thing, I did ask. This is considered a big bubble. So for those of you that are 95 enthusiasts, a lot of us were waiting for the big bubble to come back, same way that they did with the Air Max One. It is considered a big bubble. The reason the midsole looks different, again, we talked about the last episode, is the ride height. I think this colorway fixes that. I think the black top one makes the midsole look a little wonky. This is where the colors all kind of meld into the midsole and it looks great, in my opinion. Also wanted to point out that they do mention that the leather upper parts are synthetic leather, which are waterproof and easy to clean. However, there are some mesh aspects and, like you said, that kind of suede rawhide feel. In my video with Tee Up Kicks with Chris, we both agreed this is probably not something that you're going to wear on a rainy day anyways. You're probably going to wear this on a good dry day, sunny out, you got some sail, you got some cream, you got some khaki on. And me personally, I was as low as a 3.8 on this. I'm actually going 4.3 after seeing it in person. It looks so much better in person. I'm a 4.3, and I think this is where Nike Golf does their special editions the best in the spikeless category, because this is going to be amazing to rock off the course. You will wear this off the course, and an Air Max 95 enthusiast will be like, what the heck are those? And where did you get them? And then you get to say, these are actually Air Max 95 golf shoes. And that's what I love, when you can take something like this, wear it off the course, and blow a sneakerhead's mind because they didn't know that golf has goodies like this.
Yeah, that was awesome breakdowns by Gumby and Matt there. But Matt, I agree with you because I don't think I have a regular pair of shoes, maybe just one or two. All I wear outside, off the course is just spikeless golf shoes. So it's like perfect. Definitely would rock these. I love the different tones. It's almost like this different tones of sand in the desert. Of course, this is for the WM, but just all the different shading and everything like that. And even the leather flap on the top of the shoe there almost looks, because it's kind of like towards like cowboys and stuff like that. It's almost like their chaps, that they had over their legs. So it's pretty cool to see a nice little touch there. But love all the different colors. You have your little touch of green for the WM and for the cactuses out there. But overall, great shoe. Would love to rock these off the course as well and have people come flocking over to me and just be like, where and when? What are those? So I would give this like a 4.25. I'm right with you, Matt. It's a great, and it was great to see it in person as well, up close and personal.
Yeah,
Gumby, what are you
I'm a
ranking it?
4-1 on this. I love the textures. They aren't higher because there's not like enough of the details. Like storytelling elements that we get in the textures is fantastic and everything. And in the leather, like I said, we can count like 100 swooshes in the, or see at least 6. I'm seeing 4, maybe 6 in the tongue kind of thing. But like something like else, little something in the, I mean, inside the sole, you just get this Nike Golf, which is nice in the new in the thing on the footbed, but I just think like some sort of like little desert flower, little cactus, little cowboy hat somewhere somehow. Maybe they've hidden it underneath the sole. They've done that to us before. Could have just like elevated this to a crazy level, but I still think it's one of their most solid pieces. And I think what Matt said of rocking this off the course and a sneakerhead like looking at it and being like, "What the hell are those?" Like that's the coolest part. I'm high on them. I think they're cool. They're great in person. Golf Guy Reviews, big fan of these as well, which was cool to see. Yeah, I think it's a great energy kit, great start to the year. I'm looking forward to see what the next big one is. So, Nike does a really good job with their energy releases and their major releases. We get pretty much six a year, where sometimes it's the full lineup of during the majors, sometimes it's not, but at least one for the waste management and one for the players every year. Sometimes Ryder Cup and President's Cup bring out something, but we at least get six sort of drops a year, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure that many others are doing that, which is cool. So, final words on the energy drop for the Waste Management Open this week.
Would it be higher if it was a real
Ooh,
kiltie?
yeah, maybe. Probably like 2 points higher.
Because I know we've
Yeah.
all said
Yeah.
it's a kiltie. Like we've all described it as a kiltie, but it looks like a keychain. Is it a
Yeah.
keychain that's hanging off the like? How is it attached? I'm trying to see in any of
See
these
if I can
photos.
zoom out a bit.
And actually,
Yeah,
I
I don't
should
know
go back.
if it's like
Yeah,
looped
it's
through one
looped
of
through
the,
a
the
lace.
laces. Yeah.
So
So it is almost like a keychain kind of thing, like they've done in the past.
yeah, I mean they went through that kilty phase when they were doing the what was it? Was it the November Masters when they went through the kilty phase and stuff? Was that when it started? You know what I'm talking about?
They used it. Yeah, yeah. They used it a couple times, I believe.
I mean, I don't think this is
I
technically. I
know.
don't know if it's a kiltie. I'm sure there's something for a horse saddle. This is related to a horse saddle of some kind. That's just
Yeah.
my question. Like, is this
The
something?
So
chaps of a
if
cowboy's
you guys know
pants,
what this is
something
out
Could
there,
be.
along
let
those
us know on
lines. Yeah.
Instagram. Hit us up in our comment section. Hit us up on YouTube. And let us know, and we'll correct it on the next episode. So if you guys know, educate us because we think it's guilty. Sort of, not really though. So, but I'm excited to see these out there. Do you think anyone's rocking them this week? Do you think anyone's wearing these? We really haven't seen that a whole lot from our players. Like they won't wear something like this.
Hopefully
Yeah,
in the pro-am.
like that would be kind of cool.
I think like a Tom Kim's gonna roll up these out of his car to the practice range for the WM. So something like
I
that
like
along
it.
those
I
lines.
like it. So I think it's cool. Guys, give me your honest thoughts on the waste management as we kind of transition out of this and before we get into it's a quick episode today. So before we get into our what do we call it? Winner circle. Bring back winner circle this year. But let's have a discussion about the waste management because sometimes it feels like it's gotten a little out of hand in how it's handled at 16 now. But it is like what's very much touted as the People's Open. It now starts on like Sunday the week before with a giant concert and stuff. But what are you guys like thoughts of like the greatest show on turf out there in Phoenix in the desert?
I think it's okay for this week because it's a big week in the sporting world. You have the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. I think it's okay for the golfers
Hold
and the
on. We might
fans
need to
to get
redact
away
that.
with
It's
one
the big
solid week.
game. We can't say SB over here. We might get demonetized. We're not monetized, but the big
The
game. There
big
we go.
game. The big game. But no, I just feel like it's the start of a good week for the sporting world. That anybody's a fan of sports or anything, people love. They pack the TPC Scottsdale course like crazy. They're there early. They run right to the 16th hole. It's good. It's good for the game of golf. I'll say it that way because of this one week. We get this during Ryder Cup week as well. There's just a handful of tournaments that, brings the sport of golf to the fans' perspective. It's just not all about the competition, who's going to win every week. It's more towards the fans. And I think the PGA, with them getting the hype up of this, do a very good job. And I'm on board with it. I know the players are, for the most part, on board with this for the once a week, couple times a week, a year. But other than that, it's good to see. It's good to see the fans out. Matt, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you. This is it. I love it. I love it that it's craziness. I love it that, hey, this is like to me, this is the actual start of the season. Like this is the one everybody gets hyped. They're going to Arizona. People are pumped to get down there, get the warm weather. Shout out to Chance running a great thing with the Thunderbirds, doing it for the charities. Got the Killers as the opening concert. I thought that was a really good one personally. That's just me. So I love it. I know there was like a couple of years ago, it got a little out of hand, and then they got a lot of the bad press and stuff like that. And I don't think that the tournament encourages overconsumption or the craziness. I don't think that they encourage it, right? It's just something that happens. Does that mean that we need to go into full lockdown mode and turn this into every other PGA Tour event? I don't think so. I hope not. You gotta let this, like, this is for like people in their 20s and 30s, go out and have a good time and not have to worry about the shh or the hush from the
Yeah.
crowd,
Right.
I think this is
that
where
kind of
Liv
thing.
got
So
their
I
whole
absolutely love it.
shtick from is this. You know what I mean? Like this is what they try to build their whole thing off of.
And it goes to show
Right.
you can't do it every week. If you try to do it every week, it falls flat, right? Like you could play the music all you want and stuff like that. I do get a little like I feel bad for some of the other competitors when like somebody does well on 16 and all of a sudden it's like flooded with beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I do feel
Yeah.
a little that might be a little much personally in my opinion, but overall I just want people to have a good time. But and if you want to fling a $40 beer,
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was just
They have
gonna
a
say.
new
God
I'm
bless you
like,
if you
configuration.
got it.
I'm
They
gonna
have a new
chug it and then I'll
configuration
throw.
at 16. I think there's more suites for the actual people and not just corporations, which is kind of cool. I have a buddy that kind of always does a lot of work with waste management, so always has a suite out there, does gamification stuff out there, which is really cool. Shout out to you, Pat. But I think, yeah, so let's get right into the winner's circle. That was a better one. That was really good.
I thought we were
I
That was just so everybody knows that
good.
is
Yeah.
different from the other two out there.
But remember, if we can't have the party at every PGA Tour event, we can't
No.
have the same transition for
So the winner's
every
circle, let
transition.
us know your pick if you want to be entered into a season long race. We're doing this for the big events and for the majors. So obviously, the Waste Management Open and some others along the way. Players coming up soon. So let's see. In the field, we have Cam Davis. Um, we have Chris Gotterup. We have Tony Finau. Obviously, Brooks Koepka, Tom Kim, um, Scotty Scheffler. Trying to see who else we might have in this field. So, pretty good list. I think Davis Riley is one of ours, um, and I think that's kind of it. That's what I got. So, anyone else? I don't really think we're good.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Hole in One. I'm going Tony Finau right off the bat.
All right.
Ooh, that's a good pick. He's gonna feel hot. Everybody's gonna be playing good this week. It's gonna be warm finally. It's gonna be nice in the desert.
I was gonna go Brooks, but Finau's my pick.
That's why I wasn't gonna go that route. I'm like, shit. Now I don't even know. Because it was like Matt's gonna go Brooks. I know Matt's gonna go Brooks. I was
You
gonna
want
I'm
go
me to
thinking like
go? Want
Brooks
me to
is
Scotty.
go
gonna
to
be
make it easier
hyped. I
for
thought
you?
Brooks.
Scotty
Yeah, go
Scheffler
for it.
hasn't.
I know who
Scotty
you're
Scheffler
going with,
has
Gumby.
only lost or hasn't won 12 times over the last like 18 months or something like that in the events that he's played. Um, but the last time that the Patriots and the Seahawks played in the Super Bowl, Brooks Koepka won the Waste Management Phoenix Open. So give me Scotty Scheffler. Ooh, baby.
I was gonna go that route, but I mentioned him earlier with maybe pulling up with the 95s on, maybe to the range and stuff. I'm gonna pick a Tom Kim. I don't know how many times he's played so far this season. This could be his first start. He could have played a couple times before, but I can't remember. I'm going Tom Kim. I think he's gonna have a good outing. Kepka is definitely like an honorable mention for probably for all three of us. We want him to make the cut again. We
Wow.
want to see him. We want to see him 4 days again. That I'm just speaking for the three of us. It's just we're glad he's back.
I want to see him open
We
up the
are.
wardrobe, Brooks, a little bit. I want to see Tom open up the wardrobe. I want to see everyone that's out there kind of open it up, have some fun with it. It's a great, fun atmosphere, so you're allowed to. So see what they can come up with. Greatest show on grass, maybe I said that wrong earlier. So the People's Open is like they like to call it. Gentlemen, any final words? A quick episode, down and dirty, easy night. But this is kind of what we need to do a little bit more often, right? Is just get it out, get it in, and get this to you guys so that you can listen, enjoy it for your drives to work or at the gym, anything that you like, how you consume this. And if you do consume us, please make sure to follow us on Instagram at the Swoosh Life Podcast and follow us on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. We're growing there. And yeah, it is Waste Management Phoenix Open. Oh, I was supposed to use that earlier. Oh well, but there it is. Final words, gentlemen. As we go around the horn one last time.
Matt, all you. I'll caboose it up.
And Matt's muted. Oh
Or not.
man.
You're on muted.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna I'm gonna
He's
go.
First
gonna
I'm
one of the
gonna
go.
season.
go.
First one of the
There we
season. Look at
go.
us go. Look at us go.
That always used to be me. But last
I got
words
the
can't.
button facing away from me. I got I can't see it. No, but hey, I would love to do more of these. I think the plan is next one is going to be the Players Championship. We'll see y'all again at the Players Championship. We should have 2 releases for the Players Championship to talk about, or
We
not,
might come
or
before the
maybe
Players
3,
Championship because
Or
that's in
maybe.
a
or
month.
1.
So we got a month
Or
before. So maybe we'll sneak
it's going to
an
be here before
episode
you
in
know it.
there, possibly
Yeah,
if there's anything pertinent,
maybe.
So, but
Yeah. I think Jacques Slade's next up, so we're either going to do Jacques Slade the week of the Players Championship, or we'll do him in a few weeks. And shout out maybe Esquire Golf
yeah,
again. Thanks to
maybe
everybody for the
Jordan
kind
Smith
words, the
too.
feedback
We can
from the
get.
PGA
I'm gonna go
Tour
down to
stuff.
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
And link up so that he runs PGA Tour account and stuff like that. I'm trying to meet up with a couple people in Jacksonville. If you guys have recommendations of where to play golf in Jacksonville, hit me up because I need to play some golf while I'm down there. So
I'll
I need
let
I
you
need
know
to
the
get a
week
literally no, I'm
before.
simulator.
going the week before you get there, Keith. That's the worst part. I'm literally going to
Oh, you're
be
going the
in
week before? I thought you were
Jacksonville
going after
the
me.
week before the Players. It's like torture.
Yeah,
Like,
and
can
then
I
I'll be
play
down.
Sawgrass and see this?
Yeah,
Like, I don't have that kind of. If I sell a kidney, I
absolutely. Get
can
on
play
there.
Sawgrass, right? So, the week before the tournament.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
um, yeah.
Yeah,
And Keith,
yeah.
what do we got?
The
What
only,
are we coming?
yeah, so we got some things, just some kind of like leftover things that we have just from years past and stuff. And like Matt and I just pick up stuff randomly and stuff. And we want to give you guys what we have and what we wear sometimes. So I've been like printing a bunch of stuff, just kind of leftover stuff, Swoosh Life apparel and stuff. You will be seeing these over the next couple of weeks. What it's going to help, guys, it's going to help us get down to Augusta and everything. So everything is much appreciated. Like I said, Matt and I try to pick up things while we can. Nike's been good to us as well. They love what we do. So it's very much appreciative. And this is all going to go towards our, Augusta, funds because we're driving down there, baby. So it's going to be here before you know it, like 2 months away. Players is a month, Augusta, 2 months. But other than that, you'll be seeing this apparel pop up. And it's random sizes. It's stuff. It's just stuff that we're testing and trying to work with, see what kind of alley we can go down. So anything is much appreciated. So thank you out there if anybody purchases
Everything gets
stuff
put
that's
right back
coming
into
up.
the
So other than
podcast.
that,
More
I'm
content for
good.
you guys to
Bingo.
consume and
Exactly.
for us to make. Super excited. Also, by the way, I'm Caleb Williams over here with my daughter painting my nails. Girl dad life forever and always. Matt, I think that's it. I think we're good. So for the Swoosh Life Podcast, Matt Keith Gumby. See you the next one. Bye.
If you enjoyed today's episode, go follow us at the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram, where we have a lot more content. Watch us on YouTube at the Swoosh Life Podcast. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And make sure you keep listening to us on all the places that you can find your podcast, Apple, Spotify, and more. We'll see you in the next one. This has been the Swoosh Life Podcast.
Checks over stripes, yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, that's what we like. Yeah.